Hello everybody, this is going to be a video about fragments. It's going to cover this here, chapter 5 and 6. If you want to follow along, come to your English Essentials book and go to chapter 5, fragments. You can also come up here, sliding this over. If you click here, table of contents and chapter 5, and we're going to do chapter 5 and chapter 6. Alright, so want to get this a little. So fragments. So a fragment is an incomplete sentence. Remember, in order to have a sentence, you need three things. You need a subject, a verb, and it has to be a complete thought. It has to make sense. So I'm just going to look here and say, she took a nap. Let's not look at this first part here. She took a nap. So if this were my sentence, is it a true sentence? We have to look for three things. Subject, yes, she. Does it have a verb? Yes, took. She took a nap, period. Does it make sense by itself? It does. So we have the three things. Subject, verb, and it makes sense. Now, if it doesn't make sense, or it's missing a subject, or it's missing a verb, or any of those, it is a fragment. It's an incomplete sentence. So the first ones we're going to look at are the dependent word fragments. So what that means is, I'm just going to jump down here. Usually if you see a sentence with these are going to be dependent clauses. They're going to start dependent clauses. So that means if they're dependent on something. They're dependent on an independent clause. I know that it's kind of wordy, but let's take a look up here. So let's say when. So when is one of these words here. So when the man pointed the gun at us, comma, we gave him our money. So let's not take a look here. Let's just stop at the comma. When the man pointed the gun at us, do we have a subject? Yes, the man. Do we have a verb? What did the man do? Pointed. So we have a subject and a verb. Now the next thing, remember, we're going to stop here at this comma. When the man pointed the gun at us, does it make sense? No, it's dependent. It needs more information. So therefore, this is a fragment. If we put a period here, this is a fragment. It's an incomplete thought. Does it have a subject? Yes. Does it have a verb? Yes. But does it make sense on its own? No. Therefore, this is a dependent clause. It's starting with when. So how can we fix it? We can add an independent clause. So if we put a comma, let's take a look here. We're only going to look at we gave him our money. So let's see if it has the three components. Subject, we, verb, gave. We gave him our money. Does that make sense by itself? Yes, we don't need this beginning part. So we gave him our money, subject, verb, and it makes a complete thought. This is an independent clause. It can stand on its own. It is a sentence. So if we take the dependent clause, comma, independent clause, now we have a complex sentence. Remember from the other videos, it's complex because we have a dependent and independent. Usually sentences are, if they're compound, it means you have a dependent and a dependent. But here we have a dependent and an independent. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I picked up a book after I turned off the television set. So let's take a look at the part in bold. I picked up a book. Let's put a period here. Period. So let's go through see if there are the three things. I picked up a book. Is there a subject? Yes, I. Verb, picked up. Yes, I picked up a book. Does it make sense if we stopped here? I picked up a book. Yeah, it's a complete thought. So here's our independent clause. Now let's take a look at the second clause. So we're only going to start here. After I turned off the television set. Do we have a subject? Yes, I. Excuse me. Verb, turned off. After I turned off the television set. Is that a complete thought? No, we need more information. So it has a subject and a verb. But remember, one of your clue words here, after. Okay. So this is a dependent clause. It cannot stand alone. It has to have the independent clause. So notice here, if the independent clause, or excuse me, If the dependent clause is first, we put a comma, and then we go into the independent clause. But look, if the independent clause is here, after is a transition word. We'll know that we're going into a dependent clause, so no comma is needed here. Here, we use a comma because we don't have a transition word. Here, no comma is necessary. So if we said after, when, even though, until, wherever, these are clue words, so we don't need a comma. So the point here is, if the dependent clause is after the independent clause, we don't need a comma because we have a transition word. If it's the other way around, you should put a comma so your readers know that the independent clause is coming. Okay, I'm going to do a video for chapter 6 now. Excuse me. Thanks.